This past Sunday, we introduced a new series that we're going to do for the next few months here, and it's a series that has me pretty fired up. It's called All That Remains, and it's a series all about the New Testament church, about the story of the New Testament church and the legacy that the New Testament church has left for us, something for us to be inspired by, to follow, to see there. And the New Testament church has something for us to see. It has something for us to hear. It has something for us to learn. And so we're going to take a good, hard look at the New Testament church and watch how God uses that to impact us as a church. And so I have a few things that I'd like you to consider this week. The first one is this. I would encourage you to sit down at some point, give yourself some time, get some kind of device or a pen and paper like I do in front of you, and I want you to write a story. And I want it to be the story of your history with the church and the impact that God's church, the bride of Christ, has had on you and on your life. Maybe you've never done this before. Maybe you've never written that story out to look clearly at and think about and be impacted by, wow, what has this meant to me? What has the legacy of the New Testament church meant to me? How has it impacted me? And so I'd encourage you to write your story this week. Secondly, I want you to think about who best personifies the church to you. Who is it in your life that has represented the church well to you? And then what I want you to do is take the bold step of reaching out to that person in appreciation. Let them know that you appreciate the impact that they have had on your life as a representation of the Church of Christ. Thirdly, one of the things that we talked about on Sunday was we talked about the Sheridan story, a ministry here in our city that we are involved with. And I encourage you to pray about and take steps towards your participation with or your role in partnering with the Sheridan story. How can you be involved? And there's much more information on that in our e-newsletter that'll go out on Thursday this week. You can find ways to connect there very easily. Then, fourthly, I'd ask that you pray. And I want you to pray with me for this church and for this series. I want you to pray that God will open our eyes to see what the New Testament church has to show us, to hear what the New Testament church is saying to us, and to learn what the New Testament church is teaching us. Will you pray with me for that throughout this week? Let's pray that God uses this time to transform us as a church. I think there's all kinds of potential for that to happen as we look at the story of the New Testament church. And so this coming Sunday, I invite you to be here with me on the lawn, and looks like the weather's going to hold out for us again. Come and join me on the lawn Sunday at 10 o'clock, and we are going to do an overview of the story of the New Testament church. This is going to go fast. There's going to be a lot of information involved, but I will make sure that you have access to an outline of sorts that you can access on your device here in person, or that you'll be able to see at home if you're watching online. There will be ways for you to follow along in what I'm doing, but we're going to look at the story, chronologically, the story of the New Testament church. And then within that overview, I'll tell you some stories about how the church got started. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm just eating it up. I can't wait to share what I've learned with you. So join me on Sunday at 10 o'clock here, online, whatever works for you, and we'll take steps forward together in receiving what the New Testament church has to offer us. All that remains of the New Testament church and the legacy that it has to offer us. Let's do it. Let's take this journey together. I'll see you on Sunday.